How's it going, everyone? Today I'll be using this Winter Soldier aggression deck to try to take down Zola on heroic difficulty, as I continue my challenge of trying to beat every scenario in the game on heroic difficulty using a different hero. So the next wave that I'm going to try to work through is the Rise of the Red Skull scenarios, as I await whatever the next wave of releases in the game is going to be. So I'm kind of doing it out of order here, but I think the matchup here is both very thematic with Winter Soldier and his history with Hydra and whatnot going up against Zola, but also the matchup of the mechanics with Winter Soldier really preying on minions and Zola throwing a lot of minions at us. So just got my hands on Winter Soldier a few days ago, and so obviously like to use the hot new heroes as well as soon as I can after they come out. So we'll go through the rest of Rise of the Red Skull in order later, but sort of jumping to Zola here to take advantage of this fun matchup. And so the name of the game here is just absolutely annihilating minions. So we've got obviously just Winter Soldier. Talk about him just for a second, right? He's got this response: after you attack and defeat an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme. He starts the game with, he just needs to spend 1 resource to get the cybernetic arm in play, which gives him resources for attack events. They deal extra damage. And pretty much every card that he has rewards you or enables you in some way to kill minions. Winter Mask, draw a card after he defeats an enemy. Winter Rifle, actually kind of a crazy weapon here, gives him +2 attack, piercing, and ranged on a basic attack. Winter Armor, +3 hit points and steady. Overall, maybe not one of his best cards, but Zola has actually a handful of ways to confuse and stun us, so maybe we'll see if that's relevant at all. Silent Infiltration, after you attack and defeat an enemy, discard this card to ready and confuse. So I love this confuse effect, especially in an aggression deck where thwarting can be a little bit harder to come by. Safe House, a way to draw a specific minion from the encounter deck in order to draw a card. And then a handful of attacks here: Metal Punch, dealing 7 damage, gaining overkill if we use the arm. Electric Discharge, 4 damage, and if we use a energy to we'll stun that enemy, so we can get that off the arm. And then Arm Block is a defense that prevents damage from an attack and then deals 3 damage back. Again, assuming we use the arm. So really, aggression is kind of a natural choice here. We get to play lots of cards that help us either bring additional minions into play, like Spoiling for a Fight or Angela, and then cards that take advantage of being engaged with lots of minions at once. So Bring It is going to be one of the best cards here, especially against Zola. Very often going to be, spending 1 card to draw 2 or 3 cards. Man on the Wall is a crazy new card from the Winter Soldier pack for this strategy. We can exhaust it to reduce the cost of the next card you play by 1 for each minion engaged with you. So that, again, like Bring It, often going to be worth 2, maybe even 3 resources. Hall of Heroes turns into a card, for every minion you kill. 1 by 1 is the only other attack I've thrown in here. So the deck has decent card draw for one thing to help see these attacks, but it's just a nice combo with Cybernetic Arm, right? This lets the event that you pay for deal 1 additional damage. That buffs both of these sources of damage, helps Winter Soldier, knock off multiple minions perhaps. Some of the staple allies, kind of boring choices on my part for the allies here: Nick, Mockingbird, Professor X. Throg, very good with a minion engaging deck. Captain America, great new ally, just fantastic rate, but then also comes with a really strong team up card. So I've got both the team up cards, both for Captain America and for Black Widow here. Just both, like team up cards usually, right? They're just massively above rate for what you get out of them. So we'll see if we can play either of them today. They can be hard to line up. We've got to get both of these in play at the same time. Black Widow, at least, she can return an attack event from discard pile to hand. So she might be able to just draw this back to hand right after she enters play. Captain America, he just kind of sticks around for a while because he comes in tough. We might want to use that for a block. Then he's got a couple hit points. So maybe it'll work out. We'll see. Blood Rage, combat training. We're going to be basic attacking a lot. So can give us a little bit more value. Bambino, very excellent rate weapon here, 4 ER for what amounts to 9 damage. Overkill, very good against Zola, who's got Retaliate. So just an efficient card if you pay its base cost, but we've also got lock and load to help find it for, I think, what amounts to generally an even cheaper cost to get it in play. It's like 2 plus maybe 1 resource of value to thwart it for 2. It's kind of like making Bambino cost 2 printed resources. We can also use this to get the rifle. We'll see if that decision comes up, because rifle is extremely powerful as well. The idea is to just stay engaged with minions. I think if you were to port this into a different scenario, you might want a couple extra ways to give yourself minions, maybe a third spoiling for a fight, maybe a looking for trouble. But as it is, like, we're going to have plenty of minions to go up against with Zola. Spoiling for a fight's kind of an interesting card. I thought I would hate it when it was revealed, because, right, I mean, readying your hero in many cases is not even going to be enough to take out the minion that you spawn from it. But when you consider drawing an extra card with Bring It, getting an extra resource reduction with Man on the Wall, getting 2 threat from it from Winter Soldier, a lot of things kind of come together and actually makes it worth it, just helps them tick a little bit. Readying is a really nice effect, so you don't waste like your rifle value or maybe Bambino or Blood Rage value. So this is a card I'm kind of excited about for this matchup, but I would be surprised if I play it in too many other matchups. Maybe still with like Thor or someone can justify it. All right, so hope you like the deck. Like I said, I mean, I changed a little bit maybe for other scenarios, but pretty general. Overall, it's going to match up well because Zola's got so many minions. I'm going to talk about the scenario a bit next, and then jump into the game. So it's always good to familiarize ourselves with the scenario first if we're going to try to win on a high difficulty, kind of know what we need to play around, know what's left in the encounter deck as we go into the villain phase. Or if you just not played against Zola in a while, we'll refresh kind of what's going on here. So Zola, like I said during the deck breakdown, is really all about minions. We've got a really high density of minions in this deck. On his main scheme, every third turn, basically, we're going to discard from the encounter deck until we hit a minion and put it into play. We'll also get one. We start the game with one. We start the game with an ultimate Bioservant. And then when we advance to main scheme 2, we also search up a minion. On Zola stage 2, we start with a test subject side scheme, which is a side scheme that when defeated spawns a minion. So actually quite a bit of setup pressure for Zola, but really the minions are just going to be flowing the whole game. When Zola 3 comes out, we search up a minion and reveal it. Zola himself has Retaliate, but he has a pretty low hit point total overall, so be on the lookout for opportunities to just turn a lot of damage towards Zola. Like, even if you're still on stage 2, stage 3 does not have that much health, so you might be able to count up a lethal attack there. So let's actually talk about these minions next. So Zola's got 3 of his own, but lots of copies of them. So Ultimate Bioservant is fairly benign. I mean, it's got 1 scheme, 1 attack, 4 health, and tough. So it can be a little bit annoying to chew through, especially because of that tough. But if we have to leave it out and play for a turn, it's not that bad because it'll only activate for 1 scheme or 1 attack. Zola's Mutate is overall probably the worst. It has 5 health, and then when it's revealed, we discard until we get a tech attachment, one of these we'll talk about in a sec, and attach that to him. So that's generally going to put him at 7 hit points with some additional negative ability. So that's a bit trickier of a one. And then Berserk Mutate is another 3 health one, but has Quick Strike. One thing to just note throughout the scenario, there's lots of effects that put a minion into play, but then there's lots of effects that reveal them. So like the test counter, trigger thing here, this is just putting the minion into play, but Zola's when revealed, the test subjects when defeated, these are revealing the minion, so got to be aware of that. So Zola's Mutate won't trigger, for example, if we get it off the main scheme. Berserk Mutate will trigger either way because Quick Strike triggers off engaging. We've got a couple extra cards with Insight 1 and put 1 test counter on the main scheme. So, I mean, Insight 1, always good to note, extra ways to either take damage or add threat to the main scheme. Mind Ray is a really important card. This is 3 extra activations for Zola. Depends on the form you're in. He'll scheme if you're in alter ego, attack if you're in hero form. and stun or confuse as well. So this is why I mentioned that the card that gives Winter Soldier steady might be a bit more relevant in this scenario. But that's kind of a nasty one. So especially if it stuns me, that could be pretty annoying. Another good thing for spoiling for a fight to make sure we can actually get our basic attack every turn. Then we've got these tech attachments. Overall, they're not that bad, right? They're effectively just 2 more hit points on a minion. So like imagine just drawing a 2 hit point minion that'll take on average like 1 resource to defeat. But plus 2 hit points in guard, plus 2 hit points and some stats, plus 2 hit points in retaliate 1. I have changed from the recommended modular set for this scenario. There's no mandatory modular set, but then it recommends 1 modular encounter set, and it says under attack. Now, under attack doesn't really interact with minions at all, so I know Zola is a really common scenario to use different minion-based modular sets. So I've picked a relatively easy one here, I would say, but it's got some theme to it. It's using AIM, which I understand to be kind of related to Hydra in the comics. This is from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. box. But it comes with a bunch more minions. 3 of these minions actually give us 2 minions in play. So I think like in a vacuum, it's probably maybe equal difficulty to under attack. Under attack isn't particularly hard. But in this scenario, I think we're definitely going to prey on this modular set. So for the purposes of my challenge, I try not to weaken this scenario too much by changing the mod set. I've kind of done that here, so apologize for that. If maybe one day I'll try it with something harder, but I think it's going to be a really fun game. We're going to get to do lots of cool combo-y stuff, and I mean, aggression can be difficult to get wins with sometimes. So I'm curious how this will go, and whether I'll be thankful that I chose an easier one or not, depending on how close the game is. Okay, so that's all we got. We got a couple side schemes. I mentioned this test subject. Here's another one that's honestly not too high of pressure. And then we've got standard 1 going. So overall, I mean, there's not a particular, I don't know, there's not much of a gameplay strategy I would really call out. I guess just be mindful of playing around Mind Rays. Be mindful of where you can just burst to kill Zola because he's got pretty low health. We've got some flexibility on the main scheme because there's 2. But if you were really, I guess my main advice, or if you're really trying to just beat Zola on a high difficulty, you can just play whatever kind of minion slaying stuff you want, and you'll have a pretty good time of it. All right, so we've seen the deck, we've seen the scenario. Hope you enjoy this match of Winter Soldier versus Zola on heroic difficulty. So getting things started here, we do the setup on main scheme 1A. Search the encounter deck for Hydra Prison and reveal it. So when revealed, this is going to grab our hero-specific ally and place it beneath here. Gets X threat, where X is the total cost of the allies beneath it. But when that is defeated, we will add Black Widow to our hand. Then we also, each player searches the encounter deck for a copy of Ultimate Bioservant and puts it into play engaged with them. So we've got that out here. And then lastly, Zola has his own when revealed. Search the encounter deck and discard pile for the test subject side scheme and reveal it. So I've got that already over here. Only 2 threat, but then when defeated, we discard until we hit a minion from the encounter deck. So quite a bit to deal with on turn 1. One of the hallmarks of the Zola scenario. So we'll see if we can get a nice high tempo start to address some of those. Once we flip to 1B, nothing extra to start off the game. But of course we have this forced response. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, we put 1 test counter there as well. Then if there are 3 or more test counters, discard from the encounter deck until we get a minion, put it into play engaged with us, and remove 3 test counters. So notably, that only triggers if we get the third test, if we get at least 3 test counters during step 1. There's that 1 encounter card that can also add a test counter, but that alone would not trigger it. Alrighty, let's draw the opening hand. Alright, well, Nick Fury just seems like always correct to keep. Winter Mask is a really excellent resource piece to get into play. Obviously, we'll keep a double resource to help play Nick. And I do like Winter Armor a lot, but it's not a great tempo play, so I don't think we'll keep it here. And then obviously we don't have anyone attacking yet, and we don't have Captain America yet, so mulligan these 3 and see what we get. All right, so already we get some interesting decisions, because we could go, we could go Angela, get a minion, defeat tests or thwart down test subjects, get a minion, bring it, draw 3. Right out the gate, we've got lots of crazy options we could do. I would like to clear this by, actually defeating a minion. Well, first things first would be to play Nick, but don't know what resources I'd want to spend yet, because I kind of want to play everything from hand. I think I do need to get the metal arm no matter what. I don't think metal punch is kind of my least likely card to play here, so we will do cybernetically enhanced, spend 1 resource of any type, search up the cybernetic arm, and put it into play. Kind of thinking Angela, and then bring it. Bring it, drawing 2 cards, plus the double gives me enough for Nick without having to spend Winter Mask from hand. Let's see how many of these minions I can actually deal with this turn, but it's fine if it's not all of them. Ultimate Bioservant's only attacking for 1. It's probably the least priority to kill. Yeah, I like the look of Angela, actually. So let's play Angela. We'll search the top 10 for a minion. Okay, no shortage of options. Actually, Aim Scientist here is probably the pick. This is a put into play, not reveal, so we don't do the surge or anything. Notably, though, while engaged with another minion, Aim Scientist cannot be attacked. So that would have to be the last minion we actually kill. Otherwise, Aim Soldier is not too bad. Same with Berserk Mutate. They've only got 3 health. Aim Scientist is just, if we have to leave that one in play, it's only 1 extra threat on the main scheme, which is really not bad at all. Slightly more advanced risk. All right, I really want one of these 3 health ones, I think. I'm gonna get Berserk Mutate. I think that is scarier when it comes from the encounter deck than these other options. So obviously does not quick strike since we're still in alter ego form. One by one would be an interesting draw. All right, so now let's flip to hero form. Very small case to be made for thwarting this first to get a third minion. Bring It draws 3. I guess when I kill minions, I can still remove threat from Hydra Prison. That'll still probably be worth it. But then I lose this attack, so I won't trigger Winter Mask. I'm just gonna bring it right now. Bring it to draw 2. All right. Well, among these options, I think Winter Mask is the best. It's like strictly better than Blood Rage. Yeah, I think I still just want to play Nick here. So let's pay 4 for Nick. Draw 3 cards. All right, so I could play Winter Mask and Silent Infiltration. I could get Black Widow out. Then I could... I think I'm just going to do Winter Mask and Silent Infiltration. Don't think I need spoiling for a fight yet. All right, so let's pay 1 for Winter Mask. Angela will attack Berserk Mutate for 2. Winter Soldier will finish it off. So, okay. Well, let's do this response first. After you attack and defeat an enemy, exhaust Winter Mask to draw a card. I could actually play that because I get a resource from Cybernetic Arm, so let's see what happens. Then Winter Soldier, remove 2 threat from a scheme. I still think I need to just hit test subjects because, yeah, that hazard is a real problem. So we're discard from the top until we get a minion, and this one is actually revealed. So this could be kind of awkward. But... All right, so indeed, this is Aim Soldier. When Aim Soldier is revealed, we go get the Aim Scientist. So, I mean, Nick can't actually take anyone out by himself. If I do Metal Punch, that could kill Aim Soldier, which feels kind of excessive. But it's much better tempo than Silent Infiltration. Or I just leave 3 minions out, hope we draw Bring It or Man on the Wall. Because Nick's got a block here. Get attacked for 3. 1 extra threat on the main scheme. Like, that's not actually terrible. And Silent Infiltration is just an extremely good card. Or just Metal Punch. I mean, we're still gonna have 2 minions in play. Like, there's still a lot to do with that. If I kill this, okay. I'm gonna kill the Aim Soldier. Man, I'm second guessing. I mean, the patrol doesn't really matter. Okay, no, let's play Silent Infiltration. I mean, thwarting is really going to be the hardest thing to come by, I think. So, I mean, this confuse lets me flip down, get that extra hand size. Maybe we'll draw another arm block. Maybe that could kill the aim soldier. Now we've got Nick, who can activate. Let's do an attack for 2. I mean, there's no rush to thwart this. Let's attack the aim soldier for 2. Ideally, we kill this with the rifle, giving us piercing and +2 on the attack. And that'll end the turn. Kind of a crazy turn. We got 5 cards in play. I guess Nick, 0 cost, 0 cost, 0 cost. I guess that'll do that. There's some bring its. Only 1 a turn, but yeah, still going to be a lot of cards. So we place 2 threat on the main scheme because of Aim Scientist's acceleration. 1 test counter. Zola attacks. Nick is going to block. Boost ability shuffle Zola's mutate into the encounter deck. Nick takes 2 and dies. Then these minions will attack. I'm not going to block anything there, so I'm just going to take... Oh, you know what? I did actually draw arm block. Although arm block's kind of bad here. If I hadn't attacked the aim soldier, it would look better, but it would be just like 1 damage. It denies me 1 card with Bring It. I think I'm just going to take all 3. I might draw something to use Cybernetic Arm for. I mean, I might literally get like an extra attack by Zola. That would be probably worth an arm block. All right, so I'm taking 3 from the minions' attacks. And then 2 cards for Heroic. All right, Pain Inhibitors. Attached to the minion with the most remaining hit points without another copy of Pain Inhibitors. Gets +2 hit points and retaliate 1. So that is going to be Ultimate Bioservant. So now it's got 6 hit points and retaliate 1. And Mad Science side scheme. Each aim minion gains 1 acceleration icon. All right, let's not mess around. Let's bring it to draw 3 cards. Okay, yeah, just no shortage of great options. I think I need to get Hall of Heroes out here. Well, Hall of Heroes and Rifle are probably the priority. Yep. Okay, we'll pay 2 for Hall of Heroes. Let's trying to think who I'm actually finishing off. I need to draw 1 more card before I play Winter Rifle. Or maybe no, this is fine. So yeah, I'll just attack Aim Soldier. Just a basic attack. So that'll defeat it. We get a counter on Hall of Heroes. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Let's do Mad Science. Let's pop Silent Infiltration. Ready, after you attack and defeat an enemy, ready your hero and confuse an enemy. Ready Winter Soldier, confuse Zola. Winter Mask, after we defeat an enemy, draw a card. Oh, Throg is another super high value play. But of course, we'll compete with the rifle. And I think the rifle's just going to win here, because everything works out really well. Let's pay 3 for the rifle. We'll attack the Ultimate Bioservant, exhausting the rifle to give this +2 attack, piercing, and ranged. So we pierce the tough and do 4 damage. Ultimate Bioservant has a total of 6. And we do not get retaliated because this attack got ranged. We'll exhaust Cybernetic Arm to play 1 by 1, dealing 2 damage first to the Ultimate Bioservant. We complete that sentence of text, and as a response, remove 2 threat from a scheme. Get a counter. Then we move to the second sentence. If that attack defeats an enemy, deal 2 damage to an enemy. We'll deal 2 to the aim scientist. Pop another 2 threat off a scheme, and get a counter. Holy cow. Might have been a fairly lucky start, but I mean, geez, that was an unbelievably fun first couple of turns. Confused, no threat on the main scheme. Hall of Heroes got 3 counters already. Easy flip down. No need to activate Angela yet, and end the turn. We really want to activate Hall of Heroes before we flip into hero form. Okay, yeah, everything's just coming up great. So 1 threat on the main scheme, 1 test counter. Zola confused. 2 encounter cards. Zola's Mutate when revealed, discard until we get a tech attachment that will attach to him. Another pain inhibitors, so +2 hit points, retaliate 1. Exhaustion is annoying. Surges into another copy of Test Subjects. All right, well, this is one reason I kind of like spoiling for a fight, because I've got a way to ready. I actually don't have any attacks in this hand either, so I think spoiling for a fight is going to be worth it to play. We've got Man on a Wall, ridiculous card. Oh yeah, we start with Hall of Heroes though. So we're exhaust, remove 3 counters, and draw 3 cards. All right, nothing left in Alter Ego form. We've got the soldier trait in both forms, so we'll flip up. Let's get some information here from spoiling for a fight. So discard until we get a minion, put it into play engaged. This is a put into play, not a reveal, so we won't do Zola's Mutate ability. Ready our hero. I would love to just thwart this for 2 before doing anything else, just to get 1 more minion. Okay, I don't think I ever want to play Bambino from hand. That's our lock and load target. So I'll pay 1 for Man on the Wall. So like Professor X could do that. Then I could use Man on the Wall to play Mockingbird for free. I mean, I've literally got Lock and Load here, so I could just play it, get Bambino ready. Like, this is a 7 health minion, so 1 attack with Winter Rifle and Bambino will kill it. Yeah, I don't want to just basic thwart with Winter Soldier, so I either kill something first or I clear it with Professor X. I think I just do it with Professor X. So let's plan this out here. 3 for Professor X. Man on the Wall for Mockingbird. If I can draw a card with Winter Mask and then Lock and Load, that's just, I'm trying to do way too much here. Okay, I don't think I'll get Mockingbird and Professor X. So let's just Man on the Wall. Okay, probably some optimizations here that I'm not going to get, but Man on the Wall is going to reduce the cost of the next card played by 1 for each minion engaged, which is 2. So Professor X is going to cost 1. Yeah, I'll play with Mockingbird. So we'll confuse Zola. Let's get out Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's get out Lock and Load. I want to keep my attack in hand, but I might want to play this. No, okay, I'll pay, okay. Pay 1 for Lock and Load. Professor X gonna thwart it. So we'll get Bambino. Attach it to Winter Soldier, who is a shield character. Comes in with 3 ammo counters. All right, so now we'll attack this Zola's Mutate. Give it, so attack for 2, plus 2 to 4, plus 3 to 7. That'll take it out. We'll remove 2 threat from test subjects. So discard until we get a minion. And that's not that bad. Ultimate Bioservant. And draw a card from Winter Mask. Honestly, I might just keep Captain America in hand for next turn. So Angela's got an attack for 2 on Zola's mutate. Cybernetic Arm for 1/1. So Cybernetic Arm wasn't relevant last time, but that event deals 1 additional damage. So we'll do 3 to Zola's mutate. Oh, I missed some Hall of Heroes. Okay, I should have 2 on Hall of Heroes. From the first mutate that we attacked for 7, now this mutate. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Let's do Hydra Prison. Now I've got another 3 damage. I can hit the tough off so easily with the rifle. Zola's got retaliate. Let's just hit Zola. Hit Zola for 3. I'll take 1 retaliate. Let's get out, keep up the pressure. Never know when we might need that. And I'm just going to keep Captain America in hand. And end the turn. We do run through our deck, so we'll get 1 extra encounter card. This is a really big turn, I think, because extra minion off the main scheme, extra encounter card from going through the deck. Quick strike stuff, extra attacks, gang up, very scary. All right, so 1 on the main scheme. We go up to a 3rd test counter and then remove 3. And this is discarding until we get a minion. This is a put into play, not a reveal. All right, Bioservant, still not that bad. Makes me kind of wish I had just hit the tough off here, since I won't get 2 piercing attacks most likely this turn. So Zola attacks, Professor X blocks. Give the villain a tough status card as a boost ability. Professor X takes 2. These guys both attack me for 1, which I'll just take. And now 3 encounter cards. Assault is going to be another attack. Let's have Angela block this one. Attack comes in for 3. Angela dies. Master Plan is adding a lot of threat, but really not that bad. So 4 threat on Keep Up the Pressure. 4 threat on Hydra Prison. I mean, none of those are actively pressuring us, so maybe waste Strands our side scheme. Strands Black Widow perhaps, but I'm not going to complain too much. Defensive programming, this is +2 hit points and guard. So that'll go on either one of those. And okay, I thought that could have been a lot worse, so I am more than okay with that. Let's kick it off with an attack on the non-upgraded one. Oh, sorry, I should use Man on the Wall first if I can. Which is a bit tricky because I don't want to play Captain America yet because I've not exhausted yet. I could just like throw in a thwart for 2, I guess. Or just attack off the tough. Oh yeah, no, that's good actually. So we'll start with just attacking off this tough. no extra. Let me think about this. So if I attack and add Bambino, that's 7 damage with piercing and overkill. So that's exactly 1 damage overkills to hit Zola's tough, which would be nice. So I'm actually going to attack this tough off. Man on the wall plus a double resource. For Captain America, ready a shield character. I might not be killing this at all. Well, I guess my hand is still attack, so we'll see. So I'm going to attack this Ultimate Bioservant, giving +2 attack, piercing, +3 attack, and overkill. So coming in for 7 with piercing. So as I said, 6 goes into here, 1 overkills into the tough. We get Hall of Heroes, we get Winter Mask, we get 2 threat from a scheme. Let's just hit the main scheme. Okay, yeah, I'm liking where this is at, so let's go Cybernetic Arm plus a double to Metal Punch, the Bioservant, because we exhausted the arm. This gains overkill, and because we use the arm, it gains +1 damage. It's 8 damage overkill. 4 onto there, 4 goes onto Zola. Defeated another minion. Counter on Hall of Heroes. Let's remove 2 threat. Let's remove, I mean, these are both worth like exactly 1 card. We're probably actually kind of close to ending the game. I think Keep Up the Pressure is going to help end the game faster. Black Widow is probably better value to draw. I'll hit Keep Up the Pressure. I'll pay 1 for the safe house. And what's Captain America gonna do? I might want to just use him up. Oh, he comes in tough as well. Oh, actually, I think I'll just save Captain America. Make him use up a block on his tough. I'm not in desperate need for the tempo. So let's flip down. Same trick, we won't use Hall of Heroes yet, and end the turn. If I can get away with a recover next turn, I will. All right, 1 threat on the main scheme, 1 test counter. Zola Confused, 2 encounter cards. Aim Soldier is going to go find the Scientist, which is, all things considered, extremely good. And then, our Obligation. May flip to Alter Ego form. Either exhaust Bucky to remove this card from the game, or discard the highest printed cost card from your hand and take indirect damage equal to its cost. Absolutely not, so let's exhaust to remove this from the game. So I don't get to recover, but that's not a deal breaker. So when Zola stage 3 is revealed, we search the encounter deck for a minion and reveal it. So we get to pick what we want, but it is a reveal. And this is one of those like honestly, I might have lethal here. So 7 health, 16 health on the next one. I really need to draw like spoiling for a fight. I guess Silent Infiltration readies me. Okay, well, why am I thinking about this? Let's start with Hall of Heroes. Draw 3 cards. Okay, 1 by 1 is kind of perfect because that gives me a way to defeat something and ready with Silent Infiltration. I still think I probably would have preferred spoiling for a fight. I think I will use the safe house here because you just think about it like this is going to draw a card. It gets me 1 more resource with Man on the Wall. It gets me 1 more card with Bring It. So that's all going to be worth it for getting a minion. So we'll do safe house and search the, this is search the encounter deck for a minion. So I don't get to search the discard. So I might be out of minions, but we'll see. Indeed, I am out of minions, so whoops, I guess I don't get anything. There is still gang up in there. The rest of these are not bad at all. All right, now we flip to hero form. Kick it off with a Bring It to draw 2 cards. Okay, sorry, I should have, well, I could have maybe waited until I advanced Zola, then we would get another minion, and I could have drawn 3 cards. Yeah, probably would have done that, actually. But I could do like, so Keep Up the Pressure. When Keep Up the Pressure is defeated, we search up an attack, and then until the end of the phase, each attack event deals 1 additional damage. So I could like kill 2 minions here with 1 by 1, search up another like Metal Punch, I guess, is the most efficient attack in the deck. 2 Metal Punches, an attack for 7, cap attacks. I mean, I'm insanely close to lethal here if I don't just have it already. So I would actually just play this Metal Punch first. So I would just do this to advance Zola. We'll get some minion that I don't care about. Then okay, I won't maximize Man on the Wall if I kill these before getting the next minion. Okay, if I play Silent Infiltration. Oh, Silent Infiltration is this is attack and defeat an enemy, so I could do that first. Defeating this first stage of Zola counts as defeating an enemy. So I could do this to ready. We're on the next stage of Zola with 16 health. Same for my ability here. After we attack and defeat an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme. So that'll hit 1 on there. Okay, we'll have a 3rd minion out. one by one this soldier and Zola. Finish, keep up the pressure. Boom, boom. Yep, we got it. All right, so we'll pay 2 for silent infiltration. Pay 3 for metal punch. Got to be a little careful about retaliate. Ah, crap. Oh, what am I thinking? For some reason I thought this... Why did I think Zola had retaliate 2? Okay, no, sorry. I don't know why I thought Zola had retaliate 2. Okay, so this is fine. Pay these 3 for metal punch. That'll defeat this stage of Zola. Get us stage 3. We take a retaliate. Comes in on 16. When revealed, we search up a minion and reveal it. I'm just gonna do, I mean, I literally don't think it matters, as long as I don't get the quick strike one. I'll get a bioservant. After defeating an enemy, we'll draw a card. We'll remove 2 threat from keep up the pressure. I'll spend the arm for 1 by 1. So that'll deal 3 to this aim soldier. I'm gonna go slightly out of order, but I'll just do my 3 to Zola here, take the retaliate. After defeating aim soldier, I get 2 threat off of keep up the pressure. So we search up deck and discard pile for an attack event so I can get my metal punch back. That'll deal 1 extra damage now. I guess I get another counter here. After I defeat that, I ready and confuse Zola. Then I will man on the wall, +1 to metal punch Zola for 7. And then attack with Bambino and the rifle for 7 for the game. Metal punch gets me with the retaliate, but this one kills Zola and gives us the win. All right, well, I mean, unbelievable opening hand, I think, really went a long way. I definitely admit, I picked maybe the most beneficial, honestly, maybe the most beneficial encounter set in the entire game to help out Winter Soldier, because it's got 3 copies of this card that spawns basically 2 pretty weak minions. Overall, just a great matchup for Winter Soldier anyways. I honestly didn't practice this one, I just jumped right into this one. And I think if I'd practiced this before, I might have tried something harder. But I have such a low opinion of aggression that I just thought it'll still be a tight match because it's aggression. But I mean, this just worked to perfection. We had multiple minions on the board every single turn. Threat was never an option. Zola was always confused. That was turn 5, I think, because we got up to 3 counters once, and then 1 counter here. So we had 4 villain phases, 5 player turns, and just an annihilation. But hey, it's a lot of fun to have those kinds of games sometimes. So maybe we'll try it with a harder mod set in the future, but we'll notch this as a win for my challenge for now. All right, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.